William and Jacob stood paralyzed with dread, William's mind racing to comprehend why the legendary Ghost Manor would make its appearance in this place. The looming presence of the ancient estate sent a shiver down his spine, its dark history whispering secrets that unsettled even the bravest souls.
What could have drawn them here besides that thing? If they're after the same target as us, all our plans are doomed.
The ghostly shadow offered no answers to their questions. Instead, it began a chilling countdown.
5.
What are you doing?
Jacob Costa's curiosity spiked as the ghostly shadow began to count down, each number echoing ominously in the cavernous space around them.
Hold on!
4.
Wait, please. We can discuss this.
3.
The figure continued its countdown, its hoarse voice cutting through the air like a blade of ice, completely ignoring their pleas.
2.
Damn it! Jacob, we need to get out of here now!
William spun around, making a desperate dash toward the entrance. But Jacob hesitated, his eyes still fixed on the prize before them.
We're so close. The 5 elements divine trees and that thing are right in front of us. Leaving now would be like cutting out my own heart. But...
I said retreat! Do you want to die here?
Jacob stomped his feet in frustration before finally following his brother's lead.
1.
As the final number fell, a horrible light burst from the ghost's eyes. From beneath its illusory form, a dry, thin arm stretched out toward them. A dim blade of light sliced through the air, heading straight for Jacob with terrifying speed.
No! William! Help me!
Jacob's pupils constricted in fear as he realized he was nothing more than an ant before this devastating attack.
Damn it! Hey, official from Ghost Manor, please show mercy.
William spun back, grabbing Jacob with one hand, while the other conjured a protective shield before them. The collision was devastating. The shield shattered instantly, and a massive wave of energy blasted both brothers out of the Newland space. They rolled across the open space outside, their dignity in tatters, but their lives, thankfully, intact. The echoes of their tumultuous escape reverberated in the open space, a testament to their narrow survival and the relentless pursuit of power that threatened their lives.
What do we do now, brother?
Though fury burned in William's heart, he knew there was nothing they could do. Their survival was merely because the ghost had chosen to spare them. Otherwise, they would have died 1,000 deaths over.
With Ghost Manor involved, this situation's become far more complicated. We need to report this to the Master and await his guidance.
Back in the Newland space, the ghost form began to solidify, transforming into a man wearing a black robe and mask, identical to the figure who had appeared before Sylvia Carl in the Benzia space.
This Zane is far too careless. Such a weak formation anyone could walk right in. He should be warned about this vulnerability.
The masked figure flicked his fingers, sending a blade of energy into the ground, leaving a deep gully as a message.
That should be sufficient to alert him of the intrusion.
His body became ghost-like once more before splitting into 8 streams of black smoke, each disappearing in a different direction. Meanwhile, completely unaware of these events, Zane stood before the gates of the fire hall. The fire hall was one of 7 side halls within the 5 main halls of the Wormhaven Palace. Here, the hall masters would periodically share their wisdom about the Deca of Nature, sessions open to both current and former Dragon Envoys. Today's gathering had drawn thousands, mostly new Dragon Envoys, their eyes bright with anticipation as they either discussed among themselves or meditated quietly.
Look, the Hallmaster approaches.
An elderly man of perhaps 70 or 80 years appeared, wearing a fiery red robe. His mere presence distorted the air around him with intense heat, as if a small sun walked among them.
Well then, I shall preside over today's discourse. Let us begin.
The crowd fell silent, some taking notes as the hall master began his introduction to the Deca of Fire.
You all know that the Deca of Nature represents the highest understanding of nature's power. It far surpasses what mere nature power can achieve.
As he spoke, he extended one finger, manifesting a seemingly ordinary flame. Yet this simple fire made everyone's hearts pound, for within it dwelled the Deca of Fire itself, a power capable of burning anything in existence. The flame grew, enveloping the Hallmaster before flowing into his heart.
Now, I shall explain everything, from mastering fire's power to understanding the cycles of the Deca of Fire itself.
Zane focused intently, committing every word to memory as the lecture continued for over 2 hours.
Master, how does the Deca of Nature relate to breaking through to the Martial King level?
Ah, I see many of you are at the 9th stage of the expert level or approaching the King realm. Let me enlighten you about this crucial connection.
The entire hall seemed to lean forward as one, eyes bright with anticipation for this vital knowledge.
You must all understand this fundamental truth. Breaking through to the Martial King level requires complete mastery of one natural power. This mastery is what precipitates the breakthrough of the Deca of Nature itself.
The Hallmaster's voice resonated through the chamber, each word carrying the weight of ancient wisdom as he addressed the eager crowd of cultivators before him.
Think of the Martial King level as a great gate and the Deca of Nature as its key. Without this key, the gate's shackles will never yield to your efforts.
The Hallmaster's jaded eyes swept across the crowd, reading the thoughts forming behind their eager expressions.
I can read the thoughts forming in your minds. If the Deca of Nature is the key, then surely the more types we master, the stronger we'll become. Am I right?
Heads nodded throughout the chamber. The logic seemed impeccable. If the Deca held such power, wouldn't mastering multiple aspects lead to greater strength? However, he shook his head in denial.
But
He said slowly,
your limited knowledge has trapped you in dangerous thinking. In your relentless pursuit of power, you've forgotten something far more precious, your very lives.
Our lives, Master? Are you suggesting that delving too deeply into multiple Decas puts us at mortal risk?
The Hallmaster gestured for the student to be seated, his expression heavy with the weight of experience.
When you approach the threshold of Martial King level, you must face the divine tribulation. At the moment you break through the semi-Martial King barrier, you awaken the very will of the world itself. The divine tribulation isn't just a test, it's a reflection of your chosen path. Its power corresponds directly to the Deca you've mastered. Those who master thunder face the thunder tribulation, while those who command fire must endure the fire tribulation. But master multiple types of Deca, and you will face an equal number of divine tribulations simultaneously. Consider this carefully. Even a single tribulation pushes accomplished Martial King cultivators to death's door. Many have fallen. Now imagine facing several at once. What chance would you have?
Understanding dawned on many faces, though others showed clear worry. Having invested years in mastering multiple nature powers, the thought of abandoning them was difficult to bear.
Here's my counsel, born from bitter experience. Focus on only one type, that is, if you wish to live. Disperse your other powers if you must, but master just one completely.
Throughout the hall, disciples began whispering among themselves, many secretly deciding to return home and focus on a single power, dispersing the rest. The risk of multiple divine tribulations had shaken their previous convictions.
I can't possibly choose just one and abandon the rest. As a willpower mutator, I can merge with powers others can't touch. Losing that advantage would be catastrophic, but facing multiple divine tribulations, that could be fatal. There must be another way. A path that allows me to retain all powers while avoiding multiple tribulations.
As the lecture concluded and disciples began filing out, the Hallmaster's commanding voice cut through the departing crowd.
Zane Martell, stay. I want to talk to you about something.
Zane froze, surprised that such a renowned master knew of him.
Greetings, Fire Hall Master. This disciple is honored.
The Hallmaster's jaundiced eyes studied Zane carefully as he stroked his long beard, nodding in approval.
Very good indeed. Now I understand why Mr. Busher speaks so highly of you. Your potential is evident. Zane, would you consider becoming my disciple? The only condition is that you focus solely on firepower and disperse the rest. think carefully about this opportunity.
Gasps and whispers erupted in the hall with other disciples talking about this offer.
Lucky Zane, the heavens truly favor him. Why couldn't it be me who caught the Master's eye?
Don't be foolish. He's the dragon envoy of Newland who defeated Jacob in combat. Of course the Hall Master wants him. What have you done to deserve such an honor?
Such an opportunity. He'd be crazy to refuse it.
Zane stood frozen, caught between gratitude and reluctance. Having pledged himself to Xavier, taking another master was unthinkable. And abandoning his other powers, the very thought went against everything he believed in.
This is a rare opportunity, Zane. Under my guidance, you could master the Deca of Fire within a year. Not just master it, you could reach Marshal King level itself.
The Hallmaster smiled confidently, stroking his long beard as he awaited what he assumed would be an eager acceptance.
I deeply appreciate your consideration, Hallmaster, and I'm honored by your generous offer. However, I must respectfully decline.
Excellent! From now on, you'll follow my teachings and wait!
The Hallmaster's satisfied smile froze as Zane's words finally registered in his mind. His eyes widened in disbelief.
What did you just say?
Thank you for your kindness, Hallmaster, but I cannot accept your request.
Has he lost his mind?
Refusing the Fire Hallmaster? Impossible.
No one has ever turned down such an offer.
The hall erupted in chaos, the noise growing to a deafening roar as disciples struggled to comprehend Zane's shocking decision. The Fire Hallmaster's expression darkened, his previous warmth vanishing like morning mist before the sun